Oliver Anthony has just released the follow-up to his absolute banger, Rich Men North of Richmond, entitled Brink of War. I'll be completely honest, haven't listened to a gosh darn word of it because, well, frankly, I hate country music as much as the Clintons hate age of consent laws, so I'll leave it up to you guys. I'll have the link in the description if you want to, listen to it, because guess what? It's pretty much certain to be a banger. I don't know if it's going to end up hitting number one like, well, the previous viral hit did, not just on iTunes, not just, on streaming services or anything like that, on the Billboard Hot 100. Yeah, he debuted at number one on the Billboard Hot 100. Isn't quite the same as what it was back when physical media and music was being sold in stores when CD Plus was still a thing. Is that too much of a throwback? HMV was a thing. But now we're starting to figure out who Oliver Anthony is. He's been going around to state farms. Or rather, he's a farmer. He doesn't go to insurance stops or shops. Goes around to state fairs. Like the one in North Carolina. I think he made a couple of other stops as well. But he's also been recording his music, apparently, because Brink of War is going to be right there. And I'm sure it has some very insightful lyrics. But like I said, I ain't listening to that stuff. I got stuff to talk about because we got some information. Because did a little spot on Fox News that was very revealing. Very revealing. But before we do that, who is Oliver Anthony? Unknown musician rockets to number one with Blue Collar Anthem. Oliver Anthony's Rich Men North of Richmond has rocketed to number one on the Billboard Hot 100. That is an amazing accomplishment. That just really can't be downplayed. Thrusting a songwriter from Appalachia who insists there's nothing special onto this national stage. Self-released on August 11th. Wow, that was that long ago, huh? Anthony's Rich Men is a country folk tune about a man who sells his soul working all day while struggling under the weight of inflation. And also the weight of those fat slobs that are out there. That's probably my favorite line in this song. High taxes and so-called elitism, sparking complaints from liberal critics, and a bunch of other idiots as well, but who cares? A video of the previously unknown singer sporting a bush of red beard, wielding a steel guitar, became a viral sensation thanks to social media, where a number of influencers, particularly, yes, conservative pundits, really pushed that. That's why kind of had the link to the follow-up hit there as well from the same source, and I think a lot of people seen it to begin with, began circulating the clips. So Oliver Anthony is a singer-songwriter. His real name is Christopher Anthony Lunsford. So where did the Oliver come from? My legal name is Christopher Anthony Lunsford. My grandfather was Oliver Anthony. Oh no, I knew another guy who ended up adopting his grandfather's name as a moniker, and hopefully you don't have any blog posts that would resurface from 2015. That is a deep cut, and give you a little hint as to who I'm referring to. Oliver there, well, I guess Christopher there, has a bushy beard. It's just of a one singular color, doesn't have little stripes down the side. There you go. In a lengthy Facebook post, Anthony told his followers he used the name not only as a dedication to his grandfather, but also 1930s Appalachia, where he was born and raised. Oh, is he a time traveler? He described his grandfather's life as dirt floors, 7 kids, hard times. As for whether or not he wishes to go by his now viral identity or his birth name, he said either is fine by him. At this point, I'll gladly go by Oliver because everybody knows me as such, but my friends, my family still call me Chris, he wrote. But yeah, the link to the video, I shared that in the initial video that I ended up releasing. Did that one make it over to YouTube in time? No, yeah, it did. That was on the day that I got axed. But yeah, talked about it at the time. I think it just ended up getting like 5 million. Now it's over 32 million plays on that video itself. It's probably even higher by the time that this video gets published, which is, it's fantastic, man. It's not my cup of tea, it's not my music, but at the same time, I'm super happy for his success. Anthony grew up in North Carolina. He dropped out of high school at age 17 in 2010. Also, he was born in 83. I don't know, where the hell did I get that from? Either born in 92 or 93. That makes more sense. Okay, I don't know where that 85 number comes from. I'm just absolutely out of my gourd. And got his GED while living in a small town of Spruce Pine, North Carolina, he shared on Facebook. In western North Carolina, he worked multiple plant jobs, last being at McDowell County Paper Mill, saying worked third shift, 6 days a week for $14.50 an hour in a living hell. Yeah. In 2013, Anthony suffered a bad fall at work and fractured his skull, which led to him moving to Virginia to be near family. Due to complications from the injury, it took me 6 months or so I could work again. He recovered. He worked outside sales and industrial manufacturing, taking him all over Virginia and into the Carolinas, getting to know tens of thousands of other blue-collar workers on job sites and in factories. Yeah, that's outside sales for you. It's not fun. You develop some pretty substantial social skills, but outside of that, man, it's for certain people. Bullshit artists, we call them. I've spent all day, every day for the past 10 years hearing the same story. Yeah, people are so damn tired of being neglected, divided, and manipulated. 2019, I paid $97,500 for the property, and I still owe about $60K on it. I'm living in a 27-foot camper with a tarp on the roof, and I got off Craigslist for $750. Yo! And now he's selling merch. You can definitely pay that off real quick. His song and message might have gone viral, but Anthony likes to think of himself as just some idiot. No, man. You are famous right now, okay? None of that self-deprecating nonsense, okay? You are a star, my guy. Hold yourself as such. I'm some idiot in his guitar. No, man, you're immensely fucking talented. I'm not a good musician. I'm not a very good person. I've spent the last 5 years struggling with mental health and using alcohol to drown it. Yeah, but you're sober now, so don't worry about it. That's in the past. I'm sad to see the world in the state that it's in and everyone fighting with each other. I've spent many nights feeling hopeless, and the greatest country on earth is quickly fading away. So yeah, this is about as blue collar of a story as you're going to get. Incredibly relatable. Not in the fake Hollywood sense where it's like, hi, you see people that look like you now? Hey, women, we put women in the stuff, so can you come and spend money over here because now you can see yourself. No, this guy's story, just divorce him from the fact that he's a ginger. It's like his story is probably not too dissimilar to somebody that you know, or maybe one that you're living. Anthony goes on to say how he hates the division in the internet has brought to the world. Keep that in mind for a second. And that the internet is a parasite that infects the minds of humans. I wrote music, and I wrote it because I was suffering with mental health and depression. The song has connected with millions of people on such a deep level because it's being sung by somebody feeling the words in the very moment they're being sung. No editing, no agent, no bullshit. The style of music that we should have never gotten away from in the first place. Exactly. Well, you never have to if you just go back in time and listen to the music that I do, even though most of it was very heavily produced and very, very curated in order to fit a style. But enough about Motley Crue. We got some specific points, okay? Because, like I said at the beginning, off the top, that Christopher, whatever we're going with here, Mr. Anthony. How about that one? Mr. Anthony did a stand-up with Fox. They got a very insightful interview. Just kind of reinforces the fact that this guy is about as blue-collar, bog standard as you can possibly get. But he's pretty endearing if we're just going to keep it a buck. So let's hear our guy out here for a second, shall we?
Do you feel the appreciation the public is giving you for allowing them to feel that, to have that connection?
Yeah, very good way to start that off. Do you feel the connection from the crowd? Yeah, everybody's been reaching out to him, sharing his song. I think that's a fairly good softball. But again, this guy's not media trained or anything like that. So, okay, you're not exactly expecting, a Dickensian response, but let's see.
I do, yeah, but I really don't want the appreciation. I'm nothing special. I want people to appreciate each other and appreciate each other's struggles, and hopefully just find the energy that was in this song and manifest it in people's own personal lives, and talking to their neighbors again and their coworkers, and just trying to find similarities with each other instead of division. That's really all I want. It's not.
Basically what I get from that response, it was just a whole bunch of nothing. It's just like, I wrote a song. I'm glad people like it. You could have just shortened that, a 25-second answer into just, a very short bullet point answer. But again, it's like this guy, overnight sensation. He's not letting it go to his head, which is fantastic stuff. And while he has strong feelings on things, he doesn't really have deep thoughts on it, nor does he have to, okay? This is actually fairly relatable to several musicians, actors, the famous people that are out there, your celebrities. This is kind of what they think, but then they get foisted into the spotlight and they're supposed to be making these deep, thoughtful political messages when in actuality, this is more akin to what you're seeing. So I at least like the authenticity.
Not really even about me and my message. It's really what I believe is God put this message out for people just to give them some hope. I mean, if we continue on the path that we're going down now, culturally, we won't have a country in very, very long. 5 years, 50 years, I don't know.
Yeah, see, I think that I don't know is probably fairly generous, or genuine, rather, because, like I said, he's got thoughts on this stuff. He doesn't know necessarily how well to articulate them. He can probably point to some things very crudely. And he's talking about cultural decay. He's probably also seeing those videos as well. It's like, wow, what's going down in blue cities? Oh, wow, why do they all look the same? Doesn't everybody have the same respect for the law? That's kind of weird. But I also seen some back and forth interactions on Twitter. Well, this guy's definitely got his third eye open to a certain state that'll stay unnamed in the Middle East.
I mean, I don't see our country lasting more than another generation the way we're headed. We've got to go back to the roots of what made this country great in the first place, which was our sense of community.
But I found this very interesting right there at the end, as it just cuts off and yeah, so it ends up going on, and yeah, as you're seeing, this is also making the rounds as well, and God, you hate to see it, but I did all of that setup in order to lead into this clip right here. This one's only 11 seconds long, but as you can see, oh, he's saying the magic words. Oh no.
I mean, we are the melting pot of the world, and that's what makes us strong, is our diversity, and we need to learn to harness that and appreciate it, and not use it as a political tool to keep everyone separate from each other, you know?
Oh no, he said the magic words, diversity is our strength. Oh, for Pete's sake. But if you notice with the editing on this one, it also didn't let the entire context of everything play out. So I got to give an exceptionally rare shout out to Tim Pool for actually posting, well, the full context of the quote right there. I don't see our country lasting more than another generation. The way that we are headed, we had to go back to the roots of what made this country great in the first place, which is a sense of our community. We are a melting pot of the world. Used to be. This is something. This is just a very strange coincidence, because I've been thinking about that statement quite a lot lately, the whole melting pot. That was something that was definitely reinforced to me growing up in elementary school. Oh, Canada's a big melting pot. Everybody comes together with the same shared ideals for a better future. Everybody brings the different aspects of their culture. We all just blend it together and all be better in the future, blah, blah, blah. That's the thought. And that was the theory, especially for the migrating European countries that, or rather citizens that were coming from European countries in the 19th and 20th century. But we've seen a big derivation from that. Well, they all came over in order to pursue the American dream, realizing that thanks to huge mass migrations of untalented, low-skilled labor through the southern border and then being smuggled throughout different ways throughout the world, overpopulating certain areas, driving down the cost of labor and the ability to achieve the American dream, you don't really have that same reverence for a country that once offered the opportunity to achieve greatness. And then also, if you start to see how the melting pot ends up working in action, well, it starts to look like very segmented communities. Well, there used to be a time where Polish would live with Irish and Italians. You'd have your little get-together places for those same groups. That just doesn't happen anymore. You got the black side of town, you got the brown side of town, you got the Filipino side of town, you got the white side of town. Everybody just kind of lives in their own segmented areas. Well, in theory, we're multicultural. Diversity is our strength. No. It's not that. It really isn't that. Again, that's why I said, it's like this guy he's pretty emblematic of the celebrities that are out there. Not exactly articulate. He has a feeling about certain things, and he probably knows a couple of things, but he's also, being interviewed on Fox, and I'm sure his nerves probably got the best of him. He knows this stuff, he just doesn't know how to express it. So for people to try to cherry pick, that's why he also led on saying that the internet is a very divisive place. As quickly as a hero, and I use that term very, very loosely, not like I'd categorize him, is just perfect for the analogy. As a hero rises, somebody's always going to try to take him down. You see it happen time and time and time again, and I just hope as much as quick as people were to say, did he sell out to the rich men north of Richmond already? Boy, that was quick. Hope those same people will be there to just keep everybody honest when we continue to go forward, because yeah, as we're seeing right now with all of the fear porn that's being peddled by the media, all the political hubbub that's going to be going on from now all the way through, probably the end of 2024. Yeah, this cyclone's about to heat up, and it's going to make that thunderstorm that rippled up the west coast last weekend, just looked like a sprinkler in your front lawn. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.